Now, if there's one period of time that I wouldn't want to use a time machine to go back to, it would definitely be the period of time when I was aware of what the 8 Passengers YouTube channel was about. And it seems like we've unfortunately gone back there.
You're gonna lose the privilege to eat dinner.
Now, at this point in the video, I would usually say, if you are unaware of who these people are, let me just explain. But instead, for now, I will say, if you are unaware of who these people are, maybe click off the video, because you don't want to know. But in case for some reason you do want to put yourself through this, let me just give you a bit of a rundown. The 8 Passengers YouTube channel is a family channel. It's a bit like the Ace family, which some would even say might be worse than the Ace family. And I actually made a couple of videos about the 8 Passengers channel a little while ago, maybe like 2 years ago, because it was a bunch of stuff that I just didn't agree with.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
They would record the kids when the kids didn't want to be on camera. They would remove their kids' beds and make them sleep on the floor as punishment. And they even sent one of their kids to like a behavioral wilderness camp to make him behave better. It was fucking weird, okay? And even on top of that, when people were making videos talking about how they disagreed with what the 8 Passengers parents were doing, they were then met with a bunch of lawsuits from the 8 Passengers channel, which is just wonderful. It is actually true though. 8 Passengers are going around giving cease and desist to people, okay? And saying that if they do speak any further, they're going to take further legal action and sue people, which, I mean, that's just lovely. So I guess the right thing to do here is to explain that everything that I say in this video is just my opinions and my opinions only. It just so happens that all my opinions are based off what the parents have said, but I mean, yeah, my opinions, okay? Okay, so like I kind of joked about at the beginning, I actually forgot about the 8 Passengers channel. In fact, I haven't heard their name for like a good year and a half at this point. But that was until I saw a Spill Sesh video that was uploaded yesterday, and it completely reminded me of who the 8 Passengers are and what they've now been getting up to recently, and somehow they've actually got worse.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October.
But with that said, all credit to everything I speak about in this video is from the Spill Sesh channel, okay? I wouldn't even be aware of this stuff if it wasn't for that video. So the first things that were shown in the Spill Sesh video were a bunch of TikToks that were just clips from the 8 Passengers YouTube channel. And this clip in particular riled me up a lot.
Anxiety, as horrible and debilitating as it feels, you still have choice.
Oh, yeah, not the best start, is it? What a great message to send. Your kids are gonna grow up thinking that anxiety is a choice, and then, God forbid, if they ever do actually suffer with anxiety, they're gonna be sat there like, wow, why can't I turn this off? I mean, I'm looking at the comments of the TikTok right now, and everyone's just like, oh, wow, I'm cured. Oh, it's that easy? No, it's not that easy. She's just a bit of an idiot. But you never know, maybe the 8 Passengers mother, Ruby, just has a lot of control. In fact, I know she has a lot of control because as soon as she loses it, she freaks out a little bit.
I just keep saying she's like 12 minutes away. And I work here, so.
I know. For me, it's not the distance or the time. It's, I don't have that stewardship over her the way I have. Now that she's moving out and she's been on her own, I can feel that stewardship, that revelation on her behalf has been, it's like this mantle of power that I've had on behalf of my child. I can feel it lifting, and that mantle is not there for her anymore.
That's because she's a fucking adult. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously there's no problem with parents feeling a bit like anxious, funnily enough, about their kids moving out for the first time because they want to make sure they're safe, and it's a lot harder when they're moved out and whatnot. That's understandable, but the only thing that Ruby seems to care about here is that she can't control every aspect of her life. Like, for example, she can't take her bed away and make her sleep on the floor, she can't send her away to a behavioral wilderness camp if she's misbehaved, and God forbid, she can't even put her in videos when she doesn't want to. But these are just a couple TikTok clips throughout like the last year or so. If you literally search hashtag 8 Passengers on TikTok, it's literally just filled with clips like that just show them not in exactly a good light. But this next thing we're going to talk about is the main reason I wanted to make this video, and yet again, this was in Spill Sesh's video, but when I saw this, I genuinely couldn't believe what I was hearing. So on this channel called Connections, there's multiple parents on here that kind of give like tips and advice and whatnot, but the 8 Passengers parents seem to be the parents who are on this channel the most. And on this channel, there was a little 3-part series all about how they were not going to allow 2 of their kids to have Christmas last month.
I'm scared to share this because knowing people these days, I don't know if people are gonna, you know, how they're gonna respond.
See, straight away, that first sentence alone makes me realize that you know deep down, this isn't a good idea. But you still chose to do it anyways. You know, people these days actually believe that their 6-year-old daughter should celebrate Christmas. Aren't they crazy?
Kevin and I, we have 6 children. The 2 youngest are showing long patterns of selfishness. They have been showing through their choices their unwillingness to repent.
Unwillingness to repent? They're kids! Like I said, one of the kids they're talking about is literally 6 years old, and they're removing their entire Christmas, allowing the other 4 kids to have presents right in front of the kid who's not having presents, because they aren't willing to repent.
Some pretty egregious choices that they've made.
Like what? Have they robbed a bank or something, have they? Because that's what you're making it seem like.
Kevin and I have decided that we are going to give the gift of truth to them this year for Christmas. We are going to give them the gift of boundaries.
What the fuck is this? The gifts of truth. Validation, vulnerability, curiosity, clarity. Look, they probably just want a new bike, alright? It's very, very simple.
So we sat down with them and we told these two what our expectations were.
Her expectations? She sounds like a landlord who's like renting out a property to some random uni students or something. What do you mean?
We just laid it out very clear. And we told them that this year they are not going to be visited by Santa.
Fucking hell. Like, how evil can you be, man? Like, you're saying you're giving them the gift of love and all this stuff, but is removing a 6-year-old Christmas gonna make them feel loved? I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the last thing they're gonna feel. They're gonna be sat there, staring at their other siblings, opening their presents like, alright, I'm hated by my parents or Santa. It's very, very festive, isn't it? Hey, what a way to get in the holiday spirits.
Christmas morning, their 4 older siblings will be getting Christmas presents to open, and that they will have the gift of love from their dad and I.
Wow, you're actually the Grinch. You're genuinely the real-life Grinch. Is that gonna make you feel good about yourself, is it? Just sat there and just watching your kids being all upset 'cause they didn't get presents but everybody else did on Christmas Day? Does that make you feel good about yourself?
So up until now, I was really hoping that like keeping them home from school and wiping the floorboards would like really bring pain.
What do you mean, really bring pain? Alright, yeah, I've just scrolled down the comments. The first thing I read is, I have never seen a woman be so gleeful about inflicting emotional damage on their children.
Really bring pain.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel right now.
It wasn't painful for them. They're like, oh yay, we get to stay home from school and clean floorboards. This is kind of fun. It's like,
God, she actually, like, I was joking earlier, but she sounds evil. She's like a supervillain. A supervillain that just wants to see kids in pain. Hey, God, you sound lovely, woman.
they've had these visceral experiences, and they haven't affected them. It's because they're so numb.
Because they're probably used to being treated like shit. Have you thought about that, maybe? Like, what are you gonna do? Just keep outdoing yourself every time? Like, how do you get worse than this? Removing their beds, sending them to camps, taking away their Christmas. Like, what the fuck is next? Now, like I said, this was a bit of a 3-part series, and the second part is the dad speaking about all of this, which I must believe will be a lot better.
The world has these definitions of what love and tenderness look like. I watch all these Christmas shows that I used to just love because I feel all warm and fuzzy. And this year I watch them and I'm like, oh, gross.
What do you mean, gross? How are they gross? Oh, was there not enough kids that were crying? Were there not enough kids in pain and sad and feeling like their Christmas has been ruined? Was it not good enough for you, was it?
Warm and fuzzy in the show was always about at the end, the kid just got whatever they wanted.
Warm and fuzzy in the movies means that the kids are happy. How fucking mental is that?
And the world has this message, and society has bought into it hook, line, and sinker.
What are you going on about, mate? This isn't some fucking conspiracy theory. You know, the world has been lying to us. They tell us our kids have been affected positively when they smile and maybe a bit of laughter. It's not how it works. It's all about the tears and the frowns. Come on.
Love looks like the magical Christmas, and the magical Christmas is more, more, more. Buy more, more. Big boxes, big red bows.
God, you sound like a bundle of joy to be around, mate. Guaranteed he doesn't have any friends. I refuse to believe that anyone actually sits there and optionally speaks to him. It can't happen.
Maybe it would have broken the cycle that ravaged my life for the next, 3 decades?
Well, Kevin, that is so powerful.
is so powerful. It's not. God, not a dry eye in the house, eh? Especially the kids, because they're fucking devastated they didn't get any presents. I mean, yeah, you get the point, alright? Let me know your thoughts down below. I don't know if you can already tell, but I'm not exactly a big fan of the 8-passenger parents. It has genuinely blown my mind. I'm so confused how there are people with thought processes like this. Like, I can get when a kid is misbehaving, you take things away from them and they will learn. I completely understand that. But this is just taking things to a whole new extreme, and it's really, really worrying to see, to be honest. But I mean, like I said, let me know your thoughts down below. I think we're going to leave the video there. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please do like down below. Subscribe if you are new. And I guess until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.